Think about your life for a moment. Every good and bad thing that you did. Why did you do it? Every good and bad thing that others did onto you. Why did they do it? Think about your favorite music and games or shows or food. Why do you like those? You know what? Let's forget about the individual and zoom out. Every fight, every kind act, every war, and every invention. Why did it happen? The answer to all this is simple. It's our free will, right? I believe in free will, but there's also an idea I came into contact recently. Determinism. Now, I'm not so sure. I know nothing, and hopefully by the end of this video, this makes sense. The definition of determinism according to Google is the doctrine that all events, including human actions, are ultimately determined by cause regarded as external to the will. Now, what I just read completely goes against the idea of free will. So which is right? Let's run a thought experiment. A physical object's motion follows the rules of the universe. Thus, they can be predicted. A ball being thrown, hyperbolic motion. Plug in the values and boom, you know where it will land and how it will land. Tossing a coin, with enough information and knowledge, even that can be predicted. Now let's assume you are the smartest person in the universe. You know everything. You also know Mike. You also know Mike's brain and the neurons inside. You also know every electron inside. You also know every chord and every string. You know everything. Therefore, you know the formula to predict what will happen next. Therefore, you also know everything else there is to know about what will happen next. Because this controls this, this controls this, and this controls this, and this controls Mike. And thus, you know what Mike will do next. But this also works in the opposite direction. The ball landed. You can look at the impact and say, wow, it must have landed like this. It moved the air in such a way. The impact looks like this. The ball rolled this far. The ball rolled in this direction. Reverse calculations and boom. You know exactly how it was thrown, from where, at what speed, and at what angle. What does that mean? Let's zoom in. It means we know what happened before this point. Thus, we know what Mike has done before, and it can keep going. Let's focus on a single electron, all the way back to the start of the universe. In fact, you know every path of every electron there is. So, someone possessing such a knowledge at the start of the universe could have easily predicted Mike's actions at any point in time. Now that doesn't sound like free will. So, determinism is correct, right? Yes. In this scientific framework, no matter how much I think, I can't find a way to justify free will. The best I can do was pure randomness, which again isn't free will. So no free will, right? Well, that sucks, but at least such a view could make someone more empathetic and understanding, if that is even an option. But this isn't the only framework available to us. Let's try a more spiritual framework. I believe in God, and therefore I know that there is something above this universe, and that allows for the existence of souls. This changes everything. I made a program for this box. It moves around randomly. An AI playing a game. He jumps around like he's free, but isn't. Because it's controlled by code outside its control. But he still has all the options available to him. So he feels free. Now, there is this other box. But this box is special because it's controlled by a gamer. Now, this box still operates with the same rules as the AI box. It experiences the same gravity, the same friction, the same freedom of movement. But you can say that this box has free will because this box is controlled by inputs coming from a higher plane, something outside its universe. These both boxes might be operating under the same rules in the same universe, but this one gets inputs from something outside the Thus, this box has free will. My will. It can do things that are not reliant on the rules of its universe. Thus, here on earth, the only way I can have free will is if me, my hardware, my flesh and my bones, is somehow controlled by a soul, perhaps from a higher power or a higher plane. Thus, I believe we have free will. That's a really nice thought. Very complicated, but gives me some sort of closure. Okay, maybe we should write this down and spread it so that everyone... Oh, no mind. Hey, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. I really am just a guy trying to figure things out the best he can. If you want to join along, I'll be more than happy, and thank you again.